I am Iron Man. Hello, and welcome to Red Shoe Media with me, Tom Elgie, and today I'm going to do a full spoiler review of the movie Iron Man. Now, I know, guys, I am late to this party, but it wouldn't be fair of me to sit here and talk about the upcoming Civil War without actually seeing all the films that come in the Marvel Cinematic Universe first, which none of them I had seen until now. And I thought, what better way to share that moment with you guys than to review them as I go. So here we go. I think the reason that I didn't go see this movie straight off the bat when it came out was because it was the trailer. The trailer looked like a really good trailer, but to a really bad film. And that is not the case at all. So the film starts, as you probably know, with Tony Stark, and Robert Downey Jr. plays the part fantastically. I'm late to the game, but Robert Downey Jr. is just so good in this movie. He is literally a legend from the moment he steps on screen, and that is a really powerful thing to do. He suits the character perfectly. You can tell he lives and breathes Tony Stark. The fact that he's still playing him all this time later shows that he obviously enjoys playing Tony Stark. He's just a brilliant Iron Man, and I'm so glad they chose him for this. He's got his carefree attitude and his love for all things in life. The way that he just lives is just so inspiring to watch, and I felt great watching him be a player at the start of this movie. It was just fantastic. It was great. It's really contagious, that mentality. I love his origin story. I love how the Iron Man story is different to other superhero stories in that it was a more realistic kind of thing that happened. I know obviously the technology is above anything we've got, but it's you know, the ideas are there, and with the right technology it's something that could actually happen. It was very believable even though it had all this stuff in it. I love how he makes the first Iron Man suit out of random bits and pieces he has in that cave to try and make a missile. He took the technology they gave him to build a missile and he made the Iron Man suit. That is fantastic. And of course, when he escapes captivity, it's really cool and does all thing, and he blows everything up, and he realizes in that moment, and it's really cool that he realizes that because he's because he's making all the weapons, that then, you know, that's how he's made his millions through these weapons that he's been selling. It's really good that he, as a character, realizes that that is wrong at that point, and then when he comes back, he wants to turn it around. And I really love that when he comes back as well from being held captive. When he comes out and he sees Gwyneth Paltrow, and she's like, "We're taking you to a hospital." They're like, "No, we're not going to the hospital. There's two things I need. I've been in captivity for 3 months. I'm getting a cheeseburger, and then you're going to call a press conference." Fantastic, really realistic, and I can really, you believe everything about this character because of moments like that. And I love how after that he goes, "Cheeseburger first." Brilliant. Oh, so cool, so cool. And so it's something that everyone would do. And then he's at the press conference and he just eats the burger in front of everyone. I think that's really cool as well. And he just sits there and it's all informal. And then he's like, "No, not doing it anymore, not making the weapon." I love how even after all the stress that he has to endure as a character, Tony Stark keeps that spark of life and he is still being a smart ass to the very end, and that is fantastic. Gwyneth Paltrow is just adorable in this film, by the way. I was very impressed with her. Very good. It's probably my favourite film that she's in. My favourite bit with her is the bit with the chest plate when she has to swap over his heart. It's so really well done. You see the chemistry between them in that moment. It's just fantastic, and I'm sure, I don't know at this point, please don't spoil it for me, but I'm pretty sure that will lead to bigger and better things. You guys already know. I hate the villain, and I know I'm supposed to, but it made sense, but I just didn't like how it was just his friend betrayed him sort of thing. But I suppose for a 2008 superhero film, that was quite a new thing to do. Not so much now. I really love Stanley's cameo in this when he's supposed to be Hugh Hefner. He gets mistaken for Hugh Hefner, and that's really well done. I really like that. I think that's probably my favourite Stanley cameo to date, but obviously I have a lot more to go, so we'll see. And I really enjoy watching Tony Stark make the enhancements to his suits as he goes along, like when he's testing out how to make it fly, and he's sat there and he's having all that banter with the fire extinguisher. And I like it when he goes to respray his suit and you find out the origins of the colours, because you can't really do that with something like with a lot of superheroes, but with Iron Man's the opportunity where you can, and he actually chose the colours himself, and he stood there and he's like, it was all silver at first, and he's like, "Yeah, make it gold, blah blah blah." And then he looks over to his car, which they set up really well at the start, and he goes, "Throw a little hot shot red in there," and it makes that classic suit that we all know. It's just really, really, as I say, really beautifully rendered, really well done, and it's really, it didn't feel forced. It felt like it was a natural thing that Tony Stark would do in that moment. Warner Brothers should really have taken a leaf out of Marvel's book with this, because the thing that makes these films so great, and what makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe so great, so I hear, and what I've seen so far, is that it starts off just being films. It never thought it was going to be what it is until a bit later on. But at first, it was just making good films. So this would be their Man of Steel, but then they did Captain America, and they did all these different things, and to my knowledge, that was never part of the plan. Batman vs Superman should have been more like this. It should have had more of that in it, but it just didn't. It should have focused on the movie it was making now instead of the ones ahead, which is what all these Marvel films do, because at the time, they were the only movies they were going to make. And I bet Robert Downey Jr. had no idea that this role was going to lead to what will probably be, well, will be over a decade playing the character at the time, but it is, and it's going to be fantastic, and I really want to see him do more. And obviously I say that when I have, like, you know, 8 films left with him or something to go, so I'm alright. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, leave us a like, and of course, I will be back with a review of The Incredible Hulk, which isn't one that I'm overly looking forward to, but I just want to get it out of the way so I can get onto Iron Man 2, which I'm really excited for now. Thanks guys, you've been great. Until then, see you around. I had an Iron Man shirt for this, but I can't find it, so thought I'd stick with the shit.